broad intro like always.
Oh yes.
Blow us away.
Professional.
That's the intro. Just zoom in on his face.
That's all we need.
Right, so we kind of got 3.5 people. Oh no, Digger's head's back.
Oh, wait a minute. I looked at him.
Right, alright. What intro? Hello, welcome back to another AKA podcast, The Pointless Chat. This is a Halloween special. We're recording a bit late. Thank you, Alex. David,
yeah, look, we got pictures.
Doing the picture and the only decoration we have apart from the TARDIS.
Actually, we got this man hiding it, but he's doing his part by holding the sign up.
Exactly, he's putting these muscles to work, you know. So we're back once again with myself, Aidan. We got Dumperton. We got our special guest, but he can make it, so Daly's here.
Oh.
And then we also got Deacon, who decided to come in his Halloween costume. Thank you, Deacon.
Oh.
Right, so
The beach was terrifying.
induction done. I think we should then pick up where we always start off, which is what we've been doing the last month and that. So
Deacon,
Daily?
while it's hot, Deacon, you can take it.
Yeah, go on then, Deacon, come on.
Wow. No way. Really?
I think I did the same.
Oh, no! Leave him alone. Hey!
It's only Pepsi.
Oh, God, what else?
You wasting Pepsi.
Just snorting it everywhere, man.
Oh, an addict.
Stop.
God. I need to cook that bad.
So Ben, how's your week been, mate?
God, that made me laugh again.
Well, what have you been playing?
What I'm playing?
Yeah. It's a game, so you know. What have you been watching? Whatever comes first.
Here we
Gamers
go.
rise up. Come on, gamers.
Been playing the new game, New World, a lot.
What are those people that live under a rock? What's New World? Do you guys know New World?
No.
It's actually
Vaguely.
one of the first independent games come out of Amazon.
Amazon made a game.
Yeah.
So,
It's
New
an
World.
MMO.
It's a New World.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Oh, wow. Yeah,
MMO
great.
type based game.
Oh, shit. I like him. I play a few. Final Fantasy Online. That's pretty good. Played World of Warcraft.
I don't know if you like New World.
It's a bit on New World, World of Warcraft, just a bit more tame. Not as like, you know.
Not as murdering and dwarves and things like that. It's
Not as fast paced as World of Warcraft.
No, there's obviously World of Warcraft. You have the Horde and you have the Alliance.
Yeah.
This one you have about 4 factions, and then you have the Corrupted, which is like you can go to PvP wars with factions. But
I
that's
didn't
about-
know Aiden's hard drive was on the game.
this MMO is like the first MMO I used to play a lot. I don't know if you count RuneScape. Yeah,
RuneScape.
it's got to be RuneScape.
It is an MMORPG.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I don't know
I mean,
what this word is
Multiplayer
for.
size then.
Sad.
That's what MMO is then.
I don't know. I mean, RuneScape is so strange because you could spend like hours on it at a time and go, I hate this game. Or you could spend hours on it at a time and go, I want to spend even more on it, you know?
That's all
Like,
Yeah.
games though, because if it's not that like dilemma, it's either I'm sick at gaming and you die like I'm fucking trash.
No, I'd die and I'd still say I'm sick.
It's like,
0
oh,
kills, sick.
Yeah, I'm
Easy
supportive.
claps.
New World has been compared to RuneScape because of
Equally boring.
Oh.
that
You
and,
keep dying on that as well.
Equal fan
that
base.
and like World of Warcraft. You have like individual like classes you can go
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like. But at RuneScape, you have the skills you can work on, can't you?
Yeah, like
Which is the same as New World. You can work on individual skills and like max them
On
out.
RuneScape, you like maxing.
yeah, max out fishing and farming.
Yeah, you can do it on. You can do that on New World, but you can't do it on WoW. Because on WoW, like you probably played it, you get like one profession and one gathering,
Yeah. Yeah,
and you have to
yeah,
make a new character to the others. But on New World, you can max all of them, how you could on RuneScape.
So, is it more of like a personable game, you think? Like, it's got more character to it?
Yeah, there's no set classes. You can have like mix and match any kind of weapon you want. So you could have like a sword and a shield, and another axe or
Yeah,
hammer.
yeah. Feel bad. I've clearly been under the rock that Alex is talking about, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're not missing much, honestly. Honestly, like
It's
It's new, so it's pretty undeveloped, pretty half-baked, really, like all things that came out recently, in my opinion. Like,
shout out to all things that came out.
well, like, we've already discussed it, like Cyberpunk, what a flop that was.
Yeah,
That was a massive flop.
My friend gifted me that. And,
Did you enjoy it?
Well, I'm trying to enjoy it.
Does your friend not like you?
My friend does like me, but the problem is I have a graphics card that's used in Asus tablets, so it's not exactly capable of running. My computer crashes after like 2 minutes.
I think that's the problem when you make games a bit too big. It's like you run the risk of niching your audience because they haven't got the software or the technology to run it. Then
Even if he could run it, he wouldn't get far. They probably fixed it by now because they'd remove it from the PlayStation Store because how buggy it was.
yeah, exactly.
They probably fixed it by
because
now.
there was a lot of problems
And sadly, Cyberpunk will suffer the same fate as No Man's Sky. Be as good as you want, but because launch was so bad, people just keep thinking about launch.
Yeah. I like No Man's Sky, but everyone always keeps bringing up the fact that it was buggy. It's not anymore. But,
Well, it wasn't anymore, but
yeah.
Well, neither Cyberpunk. But
Yeah, exactly.
and I'm in that umbrella cycle, but it sucks because it was stuck at launch. So
A bit like
Yeah.
New World, they rushed a bit, so then I think the first 2 days was literally people sat there in a queue, like 2,000 people, just trying to get in game.
yeah, because they had only 2,000 player slots because I didn't think people would actually play it like straight away.
Oh yeah.
But because people were streaming it and stuff, everyone was trying to
Big
play
hype,
it.
yeah.
So then it was like 56,000 people in like a queue just for one realm.
It wasn't until like day 2 they added more servers.
You'd expect a game to just be ready when it comes out, though, and then they push back dates and bring out 1,000,001 updates and patches. That's my least favorite thing about modern games. Is that every time you open a game, you have to update it, right?
Oh.
Like old PS2, whatever games like that, you don't have to update them. You just buy the game, you play it, right? If there's a bug, oh shit, it stays there.
Yeah.
Like
There's actually like a major bug in the world. You know, like World of Warcraft, you can't transfer your character.
Right.
Basically, they bring that out on the Halloween update, and people go to transfer, get like a weird error code,
oh, and then they lose their character.
and their character stops progressing and saving.
Oh,
So you can log on,
What the hell?
dump all your items on the floor, then log back off.
Wait, what?
Alex is showing me a meme here about game needing 20 gigabyte updates, and if you're on like any English Wi-Fi, you're not going to be playing that game that day.
There you go.
No,
We'll put it on the screen as well for people.
Yeah. You have to send that to me.
that is very annoying.
I'll let you editing yourself.
No chance. I'm a busy person.
Alright, so
Busy not streaming.
we got Deacon. That's Daily, you're new.
How
Well,
I've been around for years, mate.
you-
But
It's
no,
always been, yeah.
I guess in terms of thank you. But I guess in terms of things I've been up to, it's nothing too exciting. Just applying for like 1,000,001 jobs. But other than that, something a bit more fun. My friend came down from Scotland for a week, and I've just been seeing them. Went to the zoo. It was fun. Made best friends with a squirrel. It was
How do you know your best friends?
because I fed it berries off of a branch. It followed me around the zoo for like 10 minutes.
Because I want more.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
but it came.
I'm
up to,
friends
like-
with Deacon, and that's the same relationship.
it's just feeding and
Who's feeding?
following around.
Yeah.
Ben feeds him his cock. No, it was really nice though. Like I love zoo trips. They're so underrated. And if you go around this kind of time as well, it's always really quiet because most people want to go in the summer, right?
Yeah.
But you go when it's like cold and shit. The animals are actually out and eating, and cool because it's just you.
It's like theme parks. I like going to places like, I don't know. I'll think of any now.
Old Towers?
Yeah, let's say old towers. I like going to places like that this time of year because there's no one there, so the lines are really short.
Although the only exception being, like, because it's Halloween, Alton Towers is a big Halloween event thing. Have like
Yeah.
the Fright Nights and stuff.
Yeah, okay,
But-
Halloween's part's not the best time,
Right.
but like November time.
But you know, outside of that, it's yeah, it is a good time to actually
Cut it
get
out.
things done. It's my favorite season, to be honest.
For Halloween.
Yeah,
Or for-
yeah, like Halloween in general.
I hate
just
Halloween.
love it.
Well, hey, Halloween.
Yeah, I know.
Why are you bothering coming tonight then?
Yeah, we'll go to a Fright Night. I hate Halloween.
I'm happy to go to Fright Night.
You thought it was Winter Wonderland, bless.
It's like, where's Santa? Where's this man with a knife?
Before he
Well,
shows
they
up, he
scare
goes,
you.
hey, this is a Winter Wonderland.
I just want to see the snow.
Well, we're in the UK.
No. It's too American.
What, snow?
No. Well, at this day and age, yeah, because we don't get snow anymore. But the whole concept of Halloween.
Well, yeah. It's more celebrated in America, I think.
Definitely.
Well, yeah. I mean, you see like a lot of American movies and things. It's, hey, come on, Derek, let's go knock on the neighbors. Let's go to the rich alley and get their sweets.
Wait, in the suburban areas, yeah.
All that.
Well, in the cities, they.
Where did Halloween even originate from?
I think it was Mexico, right? Dia de los Muertos, like Day of the Dead. Oh, that might be wrong though, because they also have the witch.
I honestly
It sounds right. He pronounced it perfectly. So
yeah. He threw another language at us. He's right.
It has to be right. Like,
no, I might be crossing
I
the
honestly
two
thought it was
events
South
in
America.
Yeah, it could be, because I know obviously they have like Salem witch trials and things that were a big, like spooky event. Obviously, we saw. But I always forget what Halloween was. If it was from Day of the Dead, I cross it over in my head all the time.
But it is the United States that took it to a new level with the whole costumes and the genre of Halloween, like in films and games and all that sort of thing. It became really big, and then we just kind of adopted that into our culture.
I think
given like 50 years ago, we wouldn't be doing this. What?
I said they didn't really give sweets out like towards the start of Halloween.
No.
If you think about it, it's like probably old Halloween now.
Yeah.
And then back then, they wouldn't be able to get sweets and stuff. But I thought Halloween originated from like the concept of like there's like a cave and all the monsters will come out and whatever, like during the witching hour, like witches and stuff, and pull pranks on people and stuff.
I thought it was something to do with ghosts, if I was being honest.
Isn't it bad that none of us know that? This is like common knowledge, and there's probably some people watching this going, "How the hell did none of you know this?"
Yeah, but how many people actually know like things like Guy Fawkes and that? We still go to fireworks. Like,
who's Guy Fawkes?
We should know because we come from the same area of the guy that betrayed them. But
not in my bloody England. You won't be talking about Guy Fawkes like that.
Wait,
like Christmas. Like how many people truly?
How could he be betraying people? Among Us weren't around then.
Yeah, true. How did he vent?
Like, I didn't get
sus.
Guy Fawkes was the original imposter. The OI.
That's what Among Us is based off.
Yeah. They actually called a meeting back then.
It's sort of gunpowder emergency meeting.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dude, I think this Guy Fawkes guy's sus.
Yeah.
Because the original portrayal before that was Jesus and Judas. When they called a meeting, Judas was the imposter.
Oh yeah. They were like, sus mate, you're fake praying to our God.
Jesus was like, someone here vented an admin. Judas is sitting there sweating buckets. Like, oh shit.
Then they're casting out the wrong guy. He was like,
I saw this guy vent by the old rock. I don't know, like, it might emerge from it later.
Oh boy.
But if we move on then to you.
Finally completed Hades.
Yeah.
Finally completed it after 60 hours of gameplay.
For those who's under the rock, do you want to explain what Hades is?
If you're under a rock and don't know what Hades is by now, you don't even deserve to know.
Oh shit.
But for those that really want to know, it's a rogue. It's like roguelike game, kind of like Binding of Isaac. Every run you do is different. You go room to room, clear little stuff. You get blessings from gods, who they think you're trying to get to them, but really you're trying to get to someone else. Don't want to put spoilers in it.
Oh.
And then basically, and then you climb your way to the top. You fight the final boss, and then you escape, and then somehow you end up back there. And then I finally completed it, and it was really good. I rate it 11 out of 10. Best game I've played so far.
Really?
Yeah, recently. I think it's really good.
Not like ever.
Not ever. My favourite game ever is Wolf Among Us.
Oh, I really like that game.
I really like the game.
That's
I love
really good game.
It's really good. I love the music. I love the art style.
It's just original, isn't it? It's really original.
It's just really fresh from after milking Walking Dead for so long. And then that really weird spin-off Game of Thrones game they did.
I played that. The best scene from the Game of Thrones bit was, you fuck potatoes. There's like one scene later on, and they're asking how people ended up at the wall, and everyone's like, oh, murder, theft, and someone refused to say, and they kept pressing him, and he goes, fucking potatoes! Like, to announce that he stole, and the guy's like, you fuck potatoes! It's, honestly, the only good thing to come from that.
I was so invested in Hades. I love the characters, the design was good. I went in it blind, so I didn't know anything. I wanted the hardest difficulty as well. I always do it. And I know, it's really good. I recommend it to anyone.
I need to play it. It does seem like a really good game. It's like the God of War of roguelikes.
It's so good. It's very fast paced as well. Not like Binding of Isaac, where it's just like walking and shooting. Like you proper button mashing and.
You say that, but I love Binding of Isaac.
Binding of Isaac's good. It's not a bad game.
I got hundreds of hours just playing that game. Like the
Shout out
music
to
in
the
there.
old Biden.
I do like Binding of Isaac. It's really good. I didn't play the new one. I've only been an OGer from the first two, but I don't know. I just like the roguelike games really.
In terms of like music and like original art styles and replay value, Binding of Isaac gets it done really well. So if Hades is anything like that, like
It
you
is.
say,
I think
then-
because I played the both. I think for me Hades is better because there's more mental input compared to just walking and shooting. Because that's pretty much what Binding of Isaac is, though. With Hades, you're walking. You have attack and a special attack, a cast and dash, and then you can mix them up to like special combos. And then you also have like when you go in a room with Binding of Isaac, you'll see like I don't know, the bats and stuff, and you'll be like, okay, I have to do this. But then with Hades, you have to do like certain approaches if you want maximum speed running, which I do. I do like the speed run,
yeah, playstyle is very important.
and it's got a lot of replayability. And I think there's more. It's more story driven than Binding of Isaac. Because with Binding of Isaac, they've really got a fixed story.
Yeah, it's inferred lore, right?
Yeah.
You have to pick it up yourself. Whereas like Hades, you actually get a story.
Because then when you die, there's more story dumps, and you don't get more story until you've done a certain amount of escape attempts. Yada yada. But good, I recommend it to anyone.
What about you, Aiden?
What have you been doing? You recently played Back for Blood.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Played it with you guys. So actually, I don't mind it.
You don't mind it? You don't like it?
I quite like
You
it.
got criticisms for it?
Ooh.
I haven't played it enough. I'm like you guys, because you all played it for like an hour before me. But
That's true. Because you still
We're
don't
waiting
like it.
yeah,
for you,
because
though.
Yeah, we're
I
still
started
waiting for
downloading it.
We're waiting for you.
And yeah, all right. Sorry, I wasn't criticising you guys. I was just stating the
Massive
facts.
updates.
Yeah. I downloaded it, and then it came up with a massive update. So they all played it long before me. That was the worst hour of my life.
Just hearing them have so much fun. They're like,
No, I was
"Please
watching it
stop."
on Discord through him. I was just watching him play. I was like, "Yeah, Alex, you're doing good.
It's
Wow."
like, oh, good
Is this-
job.
Is
We'll
this,
see.
this on
We'll see.
Steam? Was it? Steam?
It's crossplay.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So we had it on Steam. He had it
Oh.
on PlayStation with Andrew.
Yeah, I had a 4. He had it on PlayStation 5, and it's one of the few games that you can kind of cross-play. So we've been trying to get like a AK mashup.
We haven't continued though. 'Cause we wanted to finish it all the way with you.
Yeah, I want to. I guarantee.
On the easiest difficulty.
Is it?
Yeah.
No. Come
Honestly.
on.
I'm shit, but I did pick this. Again, they played it before me. This is their choice, not mine.
Well,
But,
playing on easy.
yeah.
No, I want my choice.
Okay, well, one
That's
of you
forced
guys.
on me.
Yeah.
Guys, this is heartbreaking.
Probably true.
This is heartbreaking. I'm so sorry.
I've got Dark Souls 3 on my desktop. You know, I'm. not an
He's
easy
okay.
person.
He's fine. He's fine. Let him be. Let him.
But yeah, no, I quite liked it. What other games? I've been trying to watch. I haven't watched the whole thing, but I watch because now it's Halloween. I'm trying to watch Halloween movies just to kind of get into the spirit of it.
You don't like Halloween.
I don't like
Halloween, like.
So how could you ever get in the spirit of it?
Do you mean Halloween like Michael Myers Halloween, or Halloween as in?
No, the genre
Oh, okay.
overall.
Is Halloween in
I've
that
been
genre,
recommended that. And I haven't actually even seen it yet.
Are you gonna watch the new one?
The
new Halloween?
No.
I think it's gonna be garbage.
Of course, it's going to be garbage. They've done the same storyline for like what 18 films in a row.
Laurie Strode's back in it, so they couldn't have.
Yeah, exactly. This time it's going to be the same characters from the original. Oh, wow.
They always
Exciting.
just ruin movies though, like when remaking things. Unlike what's his name? Jason.
Here we
He's
go.
been the most overused person. It's not even scary anymore.
Yeah, but it's not meant to be like scary horror at this point. It's a slasher, which is still horror,
cheap
but it's
horror.
not. It's not scare you. It's just he's gonna kill them. Oh no.
It's more
But that's
about,
why people think it's a joke these days.
Yeah,
It's more about the survival than
Yeah.
the actual like act of being afraid.
exactly. Yeah, because
Oh.
like Chucky is a like kind of like almost a comedy at this point,
Yeah.
but it's
Again,
still
it
technically
suffers
classed
the
as a
same
horror.
I think the cherry on top with like same with Nightmare on Elm Street when they did the crossover Freddy versus Jason.
Oh, that's class.
That is just the cherry on top of how to run a franchise.
What was it? One of them goes to space in one.
Yeah,
one bit,
Jason
yeah.
in space or something. Like that.
Yeah, it's like they're not really at this point meant to be.
Like
good
they're not
movies.
being like. I think.
But
maybe
none
just
of them are going to
ironically.
be magnum opus of like movies, are they? They're not intended for that. They're,
But,
they're
like,
just they're
You got to think
cheap
like
flicks that you like. It's
if-
like Transformers.
if you're
or
watching it, you're like
blockbusters.
thinking, "Why do I care?" kind of thing. You don't feel the same
yeah,
like sense of danger
yeah.
compared to like my favorite horror movie, Get Out. I think it's really good.
Really, that's your favorite?
I do like Get
It's a
Out,
really
to be
good
fair.
movie.
I think it does a better job of like getting on.
It's a
the
psychological
psyche.
horror
Yeah.
instead of just like
I agree.
slashing up.
Psychological horrors are a lot better than real
Yeah.
horrors. Jump scares are easy.
I agree.
Jump scares are just cheap.
No,
horror.
I don't really like jump scares, but I do like
No one
scare.
likes jump
I like
scares.
scary like
If there's a general good jump scare, and I'm like, that's good. You ever guys watching Insidious?
No, I don't think so.
Okay,
That's okay. No.
Have you watched Insidious?
No.
Okay, I watched it with him. There's a jump scare where they're just talking on the dinner table normally, and then just as they're talking, like one of the demons just appear behind them. Like you invested in this like exposition done,
Right. The
and
monologue.
you invested. You're like, you like kind of like, and then it appears right behind you. You're like, and then obviously none of the other characters see it, but the person who you like is the protagonist. So you also felt that jump.
yeah.
I don't know. I thought Insidious is good.
I like I prefer like acting scary like
That's one of the
the film that you really like,
Hannibal.
Thank you.
You're like, well,
Silence of the Lamb.
Yeah, Silence of the Lamb. Very good.
What's the actor's name?
Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah.
Anthony Hopkins.
Yes.
Yeah.
His sort of acting in that, I prefer that. I think that's a better. Alright, that's our time up for the thing. We're on Halloween, the next subject. I think that's kind of better. Or like It. I watched It recently. The two It movies.
Which one? The new ones.
The new ones.
Yeah.
The one with Bill Skarsgård does.
I've only seen the first one.
Yeah. Well, do you know when you say first one, you mean the first
Chapter
one, the new
one.
one?
Okay, I've seen the original and the
chapter
new
one.
one.
Yeah.
The new chapter.
Not the
Yeah,
second one.
so-
That's kind of recent, isn't it?
Yeah, 2017 and 2019. So chapter one, when he's in the drain with what's his name?
George?
No, Georgie. Thank you. Yeah, when he's
Yeah.
talking to again, that sort of level of acting, in my opinion, is more horror than any cheap scare. Even though cheap like jump scares will make me jump. Don't get me wrong. And I don't like it when they got like sort of music tenses up and you know something's coming. I don't like that, but I'd rather have like acting scare, like where they actually really put an effort in cheap horror.
Something straight up
On the subject of horror, can I just like intersect with something? Because it was actually going to be one of my questions eventually. Like, maybe not this episode, but like...
Are we scared of you? No.
Pussy.
No, it wasn't. So, obviously, like, psychological horror is like Get Out. My second favourite horror movie is The Shining, which people don't class as a horror movie. But I think you have to have that, like... what the word would be, like...
I think you need to be more psychologically aware, right?
Like,
Of,
if
like,
you're
the
just
realism.
watching it, you're just like... There's nothing really scary about it.
No.
But the way it's done, because it's the wide shot and stuff, and how little do people feel compared to the Overlook and stuff.
I think that film kind of...
People didn't like it when it first came out.
It's kind of like...
That was a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Considered a
I
masterpiece.
like it, The Shining. I watched that a couple of months ago as well. But I think the problem with something like that is that perhaps it didn't age well in sense of horror aspects. Like a lot of horror films that would have generally scared people back then probably it's not.
But they didn't like it when it was slated when it first came out.
Yeah, I mean,
People didn't like it.
it was so bad that even Stephen King didn't like it. To be fair,
He still doesn't like it.
but
It's not his vision. But Stephen King's getting old.
But-
Like, a lot of what he's writing now.
Future's
Like,
now
good
old,
anyway.
man.
yeah, but it's kind of weird how much he's wrote though. Like you can watch like some like random horror TV show or something, and it would be like
Stephen
inspired
King.
by Stephen King's work, and you'd be like, what, how much have he done?
Since
Like,
when? Yeah.
yeah.
Apparently,
I'm
my
embarrassed to say I never actually read any of his books, so I don't know how scary his books actually are. But
Well,
he must be some.
he's a very good writer, but he's like got such a formula that he doesn't tend to
Very
stray
samey.
far away from. Yeah.
Oh,
So if
okay.
you've read 2 or 3, you start to get very familiar.
It's very
feeling.
predictable. That's what my
Yeah.
dad would say. My dad liked Stephen King, but he liked it when Stephen King went from horror to crime. He did a crime book, not recently, but quite a bit ago. I can't remember what it's called though. It was true, well, not true crime, but it was just like a crime book. And he said it was better than his horror stuff because it was a breath of fresh air
Yeah.
compared to like a demon. Ooh, spooky. But he does have his like memorable work. Like there's like that swamp one. I can't remember what it's called. I can't remember. It'll come to me. But there is like a really spooky swamp one. I did read it. I can't remember what it's called though.
Yeah, but the thing is, you can't apply change to everything as being good, because I find that changing some things, like video games, like Dark Souls, for example, can be a bit of a hindrance. Like Demon's Souls to Dark Souls. Demon's Souls had a very like good lived-in world, right? But then Dark Souls comes in and it's a completely different feel to it. and I know a lot of people won't play that niche example, but I feel like changing the formula too much, you start to lose sight of like what made your game good in the first place. Like Call of Duty, that's one most people relate to. You probably enjoyed Black Ops 2 as like the last game, I imagine, and then after that, it's like, oh fuck, like another one. I'll buy it, but I hate it. Like,
yeah, well, it's like in movie sense, the most popular ones is the original Star Wars, and then first is Disney Star Wars. You can tell that the formula is completely different, even though they inherited the same.
I think
piece and they got the same elements.
Different though, because they didn't really pay respect to the movies that came before it. Really, that well.
Yeah, but that aside, though, I just mean like the total tone and the feel of it, how it was actually made, is completely different to how George Lucas. Because different minds are going to have different ways of doing it. It's like Jurassic Park as well. Jurassic World, I don't mind it, but it's not.
You don't like
it?
No. World, yeah. You already said you didn't like Jurassic.
There's a lot of Jurassic.
Yeah, but it's kind of like I hate Jurassic World 2 more. I absolutely hate it. Anyway, my original point is it's completely tonally different to the original Jurassic Parks, and it's fine if it's different because like sometimes as time goes on, I mean games is a little bit harder because games is newer, so it's not technically got enough time. But in terms of film, it's made 30 years ago. It's going to be different. But I do agree with you. Sequels or prequels or whatever, you do have to kind of respect the original piece and kind of. If you're going to tell a story new, that's good, but also got to keep in respect. If you're going to change it so much, make a different thing.
I don't think you have to be a direct respect. Like if you guys watch The Invisible Man, like both of them.
Invisible Man, as in the new one. Okay.
I find it amazing. You've seen so many films, but like no TV show.
I haven't seen many films.
No, he's only seen horror films. This is the first time he's actually turned around and said, "Have you seen this? Have you seen that?"
I'm sitting here amazed at what you said.
His venting about Jurassic World, I haven't seen a single one.
Yeah.
Apart from the second one, I think, when the bird spits on some dude in a car. I can't remember.
That's Jurassic Park. That's not even the Jurassic World.
Whoa!
Hold me back, guys.
There's a hole in the table from where Aiden's hit it.
I just watch random things like. I know.
We watched Jurassic World together when it came out in cinema, didn't we?
Yeah.
The only good thing about that was when I remember when we watched the fucking Easter egg of the night vision thing.
Yeah,
that was a good homage.
That's like a garage of stuff.
Yeah.
They hotwired the old cars that were in the first one. Hooked up to a track with it. And then.
To be honest, I think Jurassic World or Jurassic Park, whatever, would be a lot better if it moved into a darker theme. Because at the moment it's so like bushy and happy.
Wait, is it still going?
Exactly. Well, there was a tendon for the third one. That's why I don't like about number 2 so much. Is it's meant to be like a bridge between Jurassic World 1 and Jurassic World 3.
I thought Jurassic World was like a continuation of Jurassic Park.
No, they literally.
It's the same in sense of canon. Like, it is a continuation, but the idea for it is it's meant to be its own trilogy. Like, it's kind of saying.
It's the same universe, just different.
Yeah, the idea is that it's Jurassic World. The whole planet is meant to be covered with dinosaurs. That's their overall intended target for the storyline.
Do you know the old man in the first one? Where he's the guy with the stick. He's got the
Jurassic
DNA.
Park.
Basically,
we spent no expense.
His grandson inherits that. And then makes Jurassic World.
Stick.
Yeah.
Well, I wish I had money.
My cousin got a mansion. I got the stick. What?
I want the hat.
But then, obviously, that doesn't work out. So then they take them, run away, take all the eggs and stuff.
Oh, good old-fashioned kidnapping, yeah.
And then they start selling them. And then obviously, the worst happens again. So just escapes.
You know,
the new one's going to
be... This reminds me of like a science...
I think there's a scene where a dinosaur opens a door.
Oh yeah.
That's the first one again.
Is it? I don't know.
You will refrain from talking about dinosaurs until you see them all.
Okay.
Have you guys heard though, about people trying to bring mammoths back to life? Like on the topic of...
I've heard about that years ago though. Like they actually had DNA up in Russia or something like that, didn't they?
They're like making embryos of...
I think because didn't they find like a proper frozen preserve of a full mammoth, and then they tried to
thaw it out.
I did hear about ages ago, like Aiden said. I didn't know if they were still doing it.
Yeah, they are. Apparently, they're making progress. Like I saw in the news a couple of weeks ago that they're actually getting closer to it. So get ready to see a mammoth on the streets.
I don't think that's much of a threat, really. Like, a war elephant is scary. Can you imagine a war mammoth? It'd be too hot. Especially when it gets to the other side of the equator.
Would it still be like woolly mammoth though? Like,
I have
or
no idea.
Well,
Kinda
if it's the same
curious, though.
DNA, yeah.
yeah, but like,
We're just gonna shave it.
Would it not adapt?
yeah, because like when it's bored, will it adapt to our current climates and stuff, or would it still carry on with its current?
It kind of, yeah. I
Because the
think
DNA we have would be from
Actually,
fucking.
it's just
only
where
the alpha
evolution
females,
would
isn't
step.
it?
If it doesn't,
Oh, yeah,
if it doesn't cling on to life, then it would probably eventually die out. But like pandas, technically should die out at this point, but we're keeping them alive, so it would probably would just
Oh,
live
yeah.
on.
But
The
Ben makes a
rhinos.
good point.
What?
The rhino's gone.
What?
Yeah, one of the rhino species is kind of extinct.
White
Sure.
rhino, wasn't it?
I think white rhinos.
Yeah, that's just because we overhunted, didn't it? Wasn't
No,
it?
we're just dickheads.
Well, I've got to do
Yeah.
something on my
Yeah, it's
Saturdays.
like, I saw a picture like it survived every apocalypse and then not humans.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
We are the biggest plague.
We
Yes.
are. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
literally gonna say the same thing.
Yeah. That should be how the finale of Jurassic World should end with.
We are.
Maybe we're the dinosaurs after all.
Maybe the real dinosaur was the friends we made along the way.
Just in there like, you are my Jurassic World, and it just ends.
You're my Jurassic King.
Yeah. Anyway, you were saying Invisible Man.
I was just saying, like, in the
Well, he went invisible. That's the how much.
in the first one, like he drinks a bunch of chemicals, he goes invisible, and he has like a bunch of bandages around his head, and he takes them off. And then in the new one, it's just like some sort of like cyber suit that has like cameras on both ends,
Yeah.
so it
'Cause-
looks like it's invisible, but it's just the monitors reflected behind. Like
so you've seen that film, haven't you?
I have,
The
but
new
then,
one.
and then in that one, they're in like a hospital, and then there's like a guy wrapped with bandages. And then the guy asks, "Oh, what happened to him?" And then he goes, "Some idiot thinks drinking chemicals or something gave him superpowers." Paying, like,
old 80s car.
Kind of like memeing on the first one.
Oh, actually,
That's
I
good.
remember that scene. I didn't even know that's what it was referencing.
Yeah, it was referencing the first one because
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
pretty good.
it was a good hint or nod to the.
Yeah. See, I
Movie
like
before.
Easter eggs like that. To be fair, like where they're not so in your face about it. It can just be like a cheap laugh for anyone that knows it sort of thing. But yeah,
That's all about. That's all about.
I think
Was that
I
the same
think-
film where they put like makeup on him? Went outside. Rain.
What?
I
What are you
remember.
talking about? You talking about your dark horrors or something?
No, it's
What
It
about
was an-
Stephen King or something? What?
I woke up on this morning
I-
and stuff.
He put on mascara and it rained in the
You
rain.
talking about
No,
the
it's
first
like-
one or the new one?
I don't know. It's just- I remember seeing like an Invisible Man, and he'd like go to this woman, and then she'd be like,
And she
put
put makeup on him.
so she could see him.
Oh, I know. You talking about the new one where she put paint on him.
I think so.
I
don't
think
know.
that's what you talk about because I can't remember the first one that well. I can't remember makeup.
I feel like given for the first one, I don't remember what date it was made in, but it's a lot older.
It's 1980.
Yeah, so they probably didn't have the technology of having paint on a visible man
Well, if
run
it's
away
like
in the rain. So I think it is the newer one.
I
problem-
think
the problem-
actually, I think I did always talk about that stuff. They like you have the thing you put and you pack on their face.
Yeah.
I think she
Ah.
done
Yeah,
that to the dust on him. I think that's the one he's talking about. I think it was in
Yeah.
the first one.
Okay, yeah.
Then in the new one they use paint.
Of course, the problem using paint in the old films, it had lead in it. So the Invisible Man actually died shortly after.
That was the counterplay. She just didn't know.
Yeah.
And the worst part, because he's invisible, everyone just forever trapped over his...
Yeah, they're walking over.
Rotting
And they're like, what the
corpse.
fuck did I trip on?
Just
What's
like
that smell? I don't know, but we can't seem to get rid of
just a
it.
dog with an invisible bone.
the dog's humping.
That's actually really dark. Just seeing that noise on something invisible.
Oh, the dog's humping the air again. It's like, no, it's the Invisible Man's corpse.
God.
That's just Dave.
Should write that. Patent that, guys.
Yeah,
Copyright. That's
exactly.
really good.
I think horror monsters...
Invisible bone. 2022.
I think they'd kind of lost their finesse.
Yeah.
Like I know, what was it Universal? They're the ones that own all the original
Like
monster.
kaiju monsters and things.
No, I don't even mean that. I mean like so like the original Dracula and Frankenstein, all those stories
Alright.
back in the early Hollywood times.
Yeah.
And then they tried to make the monster first recently with the Mummy.
The mummy, like this mummy, like a
Yeah,
desert mummy.
yeah.
With all the
Not like your mum. But
Mummy like a
Yeah,
mother.
separate
Mummy like a
horror
mother.
the ultimate your mum was joke.
I was clarifying. You talk about the mummy, the one when he like takes that guy's tongue and eyes and
I always thought,
but
that was Indiana Jones.
not the
I don't know
Brandon
why.
Brandon Fraser ones. The Tom Cruise new one that kind of had a massive. Too hot, especially when it gets to the other side of the equator.
Would it still be like woolly Mammoth Day? Like,
I have no
or
idea.
Well,
Kinda
if it's the same
curious,
DNA, yeah.
yeah, but like,
We're just gonna shave it.
Would it not adapt?
because like when it's bored, will it adapt to our current climates and stuff, or would it still carry on with its current?
It kind of, yeah. I
Because the
think
DNA will have will be from fucking.
it's just
Only
where
one
evolution
female,
would
isn't
step.
it?
If it doesn't,
exactly.
if it doesn't cling on to life, then it would probably eventually die out. But like pandas, technically should die out at this point, but we're keeping them alive, so it would probably would just live on.
But
The
Ben makes a
rhinos.
good point.
What?
The rhino's gone.
What?
Yeah, one of the rhino species is kind of extinct.
White rhino, wasn't it?
I think white rhinos.
Yeah, that's just because we overhunted, didn't it? Wasn't it?
We're just dickheads.
Well, I've got to do something on my
Yeah, it's
Saturdays.
like, I saw a picture like it survived every apocalypse and then not humans.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
We are the biggest plague.
We
Yes.
are. Like, yeah, I was
Yeah.
literally gonna say the same thing.
Yeah. That should be how the finale of Jurassic World should end with.
We are.
Maybe we're the dinosaurs after all.
Maybe the real dinosaur was the friends we made along the way.
So they're like, you are my Jurassic World, and it just ends.
You're my Jurassic King.
Yeah. Anyway, you were saying Invisible Man.
I was just saying, like, in the
Well, he went invisible. That's the how much.
in the first one, like he drinks a bunch of chemicals, he goes invisible, and he has like a bunch of bandages around his head, and he takes them off. And then in the new one, it's just like some sort of like cyber suit that has like cameras on both ends,
Yeah.
so it looks like it's invisible, but it's just the monitors reflected behind. Like,
So you've seen that film, haven't you?
I have.
The
but
new
then-
one.
And then in that one, they're in like a hospital, and then there's like a guy wrapped with bandages. And then the guy asks, "Oh, what happened to him?" And then he goes, "Some idiot thinks drinking chemicals or something gave him superpowers."
They're
Paying,
the
like,
old 80s car.
Kind of like memeing on the first one.
Oh, actually,
That's
I
good.
remember that scene. I didn't even know that's what it was referencing.
Yeah, it was referencing the first one because
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
really good.
it was a good hint or nod to the.
Yeah. See, I
Movie
like
before.
Easter eggs like that. To be fair, like where they're not so in your face about it. It can just be like a cheap laugh for anyone that knows it sort of thing. But yeah,
That's all about. That's all about.
I think.
Was that the
I
same
think
film where they put like makeup on him? Went outside. Rain.
What?
I
What are you
remember.
talking about? You talking about your dark horrors or something?
No, it's
What
It
about
was
Stephen King or something? What?
I woke up on this morning and stuff.
He put on mascara and it rained in the
You
rain.
talking about
No,
the
it's
first
like-
one or the new one?
I don't know. It's just- I remember seeing like an invisible man, and he could like go to this woman, and then she'd be like,
And she
put makeup on
him.
so she could see him.
Oh, I know. You talk about the new one, where she put paint on him.
I think so.
I
don't
think
know.
that's what you talk about because I can't remember the first one that well. I can't remember makeup.
I feel like even for the first one, I don't remember what date it was made in, but it's a lot older.
It's 1980.
Yeah, so they probably didn't have the technology of having paint on a visible man
Well, if
running
it's
away
like
in
talk
the
about,
rain. So I think it is the newer one.
I
problem-
think
the problem-
actually, I think I do know what he's talking about. That stuff they like, you have the thing you put and you pop up their face.
Yeah.
I think she
Ah.
done
Yeah,
that
yeah.
to the dust on him. I think that's the one he's talking about. I think it was in
Yeah.
the first one.
Okay, yeah.
Then in the new one they use paint.
Of course, the problem using paint in the old films, it had lead in it. So the Invisible Man actually died shortly after.
That was the counterplay. She just didn't know.
Yeah.
And the worst part, because he's invisible, everyone just forever trapped over his...
Yeah, they're walking over.
Rotting
And they're like, what the
corpse.
fuck did I trip on?
Just
What's
like
that smell? I don't know, but we can't seem to get rid of
just a
it.
dog with an invisible bone.
the dog's humping.
That's actually really dark. Just seeing that noise on something invisible.
Oh, the dog's humping the air again. It's like, no, it's the Invisible Man's corpse.
God.
That's just Dave.
Should write that. Patent that, guys. Get
Yeah,
copyright. That's
exactly.
really good.
I think horror monsters.
The Invisible Bone, 2022.
I think they've kind of lost their finesse.
Yeah.
Like I know, what is it? Universal. They're the ones that own all the original
Like
monster.
kaiju monsters and things.
No, I don't even mean that. I mean like so like the original Dracula and Frankenstein, all those stories
Alright.
back in the early Hollywood times.
Yeah.
And then they tried to make the monster first recently with the Mummy.
The mummy, like this mummy, like
Yeah.
a desert mummy.
Yeah.
With all the
Not like your mum, but
Mummy like a
Yeah,
mother.
separate
Mummy like a
horror
mother.
the ultimate your mama's
I
joke.
was clarifying. You talk about the mummy, the one when he like takes that guy's tongue and eyes. And
I always thought,
but
that was Indiana Jones.
not the
I don't know
Brandon
What?
Fraser ones. The Tom Cruise new one that kind of had a massive box office
Never
fail.
watched it.
Yeah,
Exactly, but the whole point was it was meant to be like the Marvel cinematic universe, but with monsters.
It's not though. Like
Well, it
monsters
failed.
aren't scary. Monsters just
That's-
aren't scary. Like you see Dracula, not scary. Frankenstein's monster, not scary.
But that's what I mean. Like, this is a type of horror that obviously it was scary when it came out, but the idea of it now is just. I don't think monster horror has the same thing. Like even like Japanese horror monster kaiju.
Like The Grudge.
What?
The Grudge, like that kind of horror. I quite like The Grudge. Grudge is good.
I think a big problem is the evolution of technology, right? Because back then you didn't realize that things could be faked on a TV, yet alone put onto a TV like at all.
Yeah.
In such a like clear cut way. Like you see someone dressed in a green suit going, "Argh!" and you're like, holy shit, we're all dead. Like a lot of people
That guy's
assume.
wrapped in tissues. No.
Well, a lot of people naively assume these things are real possibilities. Like
That's true, yeah.
that they're very real because if technology could be real, then monsters could be real. But now we're just so familiar with it. It's like, well, who cares, right? It's just so normalized.
Yeah.
The modern horror is the internet going. Really, like, sorry, but that's actually what it is. I think, and like Alex said, like back then, like Psycho, I think people clown on it for being like kind of garbage these days. Obviously, it's revered as a really good horror movie
Yeah.
if you watched it back in the day.
But this is what I was saying earlier about like things that were scary in the past. Alien, the first ever Alien movie, was a terrifying film. The only scene that actually scares me now is the vent scene.
That's it all comes
Yeah.
back. It all comes back around, baby.
Maybe even Among Us ruined that movie
Yeah.
to the next generation.
Exactly, yeah.
I like how Fortnite probably ruined it because if I was to show my brother Alien, he'd be like, "That's in Fortnite," and I'd be like, "Yes."
The only predator people would be scared of today is a child predator. Like people are scared of like alien predators. They're scared of real things, real crime. That's why like you see true crime films and like absolutely fascinated and enamored by it. Someone could actually kill. That's realistic. Right?
Yeah.
Like a monster back then was realistic in their eyes because of technology.
That's true. I mean, that is something that has kept on, is the idea of cycles.
Yeah.
The idea of someone actually being able to be a serial killer and stuff like that.
Yeah,
We still cling on to that.
the layman can't relate to wanting to kill or going out to kill or actually
Yeah.
the act of killing, yet alone doing it several times.
Yeah.
So the
that's
idea
the
that
thing.
someone could do it and get a taste for it, obviously people like Ted Bundy and stuff, go, oh, that's absolutely horrific.
Good film.
Horrific.
I think
Yeah,
that's
it's a good
why-
film. Ted Bundy, great
Oh,
film.
okay.
I think that's why Psycho popped off though, because it's actually the first serial killer movie at
Yeah.
the time. Because before then, because I think I remember watching some like video or something that someone dying in the shower was completely like different, and then that's also the most iconic scene from Psycho. I can't remember what horror movies were calling around at the time. I think it was just slashers until they properly dominated in.
I can't
The
remember what year it
2000s.
came out. But again, monster horror would exist, but not the idea of people killing other people.
I think
I think
Psycho
that-
came in 1960.
Yeah, so slasher would be about, because slashers were mostly 80s product.
And then
They kind of just
I
kept
can't
on.
remember.
But Pinhead, he was around. Who you calling Pin? Who you calling? Yeah, Patrick Star, the original horror film. Who you calling Pin? But you know, he was fairly scary. I think Pinhead
Patrick.
in his time. Yeah, Patrick was horrific. How can a pink starfish be talking? That's so scary. But no, like the idea of like permanent torture, like that's something that's vaguely fathomable, right? Like the monster's there, but at least it's grounded in some realism. Things like vampires, people go, oh.
That's like for example like Saw, because Saw went from slashers to trap rooms, and like the first Saw was like I think the first Saw was the best one.
I think Saw's
Yeah.
vastly overrated. It has that shock factor.
As it went
After
on,
that,
it's
that's it.
garbage
But
as it went
it's
on.
kind of cursed now to always have the next best twist.
But then everyone,
Because the first one was so good that the sequels just tried to keep outdoing the audience.
I liked when the detective guy, whose name I forget,
Hoffman.
John Hoffman. Yeah, John Kramer's the. When Hoffman becomes obviously.
I can't take that name seriously because of Spider-Man. Hoffman!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
God damn.
Sorry, you were saying about H?
I have no idea. I completely forgot what I was going to say.
You was gonna say when he came over to be
Yeah,
when
I thought
he took over.
that was like a really good plot idea. Like the idea that someone could find themselves falling into what they strive to go against. That the police could end up being the enemy. I think that gives a lot of realism as well to something like Saw. That
Bit
people
of
are
a
only
plot
human.
hole though, because you've all watched the Saw, like all the Saws, right? How did Kramer know Hoffman sliced that dude that killed his sister? How did he know it was Hoffman?
Well, they knew he'd be looking for him, right? They knew he would be looking the hardest.
No, because Hoffman killed the person and framed on Jigsaw, but Jigsaw knew it wasn't him. And then there was that scene with the shotgun against his throat, and he said flattery is imitation's the sincerest form of like flattery or something like that. And he was testing him, and he ended up joining him. How did you know it was Hoffman? They didn't really explain it. You just picked him one day.
I feel like there must be an explanation.
But this is what I mean about like the twist. Sometimes they don't always.
They just
work.
don't explain it. So you're just like, you just got picked one day, and it's like, oh, okay, well, how do you know it was Hoffman?
I mean, it's a series that started with a man waking up in a bath and not drowning. I don't think we can over criticize the.
Writing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it used
It's
to be
not as
good,
smart
though.
as people
That's
make
what I
out.
say. It used to be good, and then he became the Hoffenator, and he went in that police station and killed everyone.
And of course, he became David Hasselhoff after.
Yeah,
So.
and then he went to SpongeBob movie.
Yeah, he was a great lifeguard. He really was. And then he saw
Three.
Pinhead.
And then he went from he watched SpongeBob. He saw the Pinhead scene. He went, not for me.
Again,
And he does whatever he does these days.
we need a horror SpongeBob. I've been saying it for years.
You do. Have you seen a hash slinging slasher?
The hash slinging what? The mash flinging flasher? The mash pinging. The hash slinging. The rash itching.
SpongeBob, if you're here, who's flickering away? Are you guys still open? I want a Krabby Patty.
Oh. That is the ultimate culture, I think. SpongeBob.
SpongeBob's such.
You know, SpongeBob's the most memed thing.
What?
How can you work out what's the most memes?
Because you just see all the memes, and then you can see there's always going to be SpongeBob memes. And everyone makes a SpongeBob meme.
But surely
Like,
that's
how do you
relative
research
to
that?
you.
How do you research that?
It's
Yeah.
'cause- So they did meme of the meme awards or whatever in 2020, and for every year they did like what was your favorite meme of the year, and SpongeBob was the most dominated one.
Yeah, but that just means it's the most populated. But how do you know it's the most meme? Because I honestly, I'm subscribed to.
We literally just made a SpongeBob meme. Like,
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
but that doesn't
everything
mean
we
it's the
reference is
most. Though, is
It
what I'm
is,
trying
though.
to say. How do you know it's
And then-
the
doesn't
most
surprise-
memes?
SpongeBob came.
The idea of meme is something being told again and again and
The
again.
only thing that came close to SpongeBob was Pepe the
Simpsons.
Frog.
Really?
Yeah,
I would have thought Simpsons was up there. To be
No,
honest.
Pepe the Frog.
Because Simpsons has been around for so long, it just gets
Yeah.
1,000,001 like
Yeah,
meme
it's-
references.
it's
But there's
SpongeBob.
lots of things that could get memed though. Like
Yeah, there is loads of things that get memed.
Yeah.
yeah, loads of
But
times. So how do you...
so I think I can't remember what the first SpongeBob meme. I think it's the rainbow one. Where it's like, ooh, imagination, or like
Yeah.
no one cares or whatever.
No one cares. I remember
Yeah.
that one.
And then it just went on. There's always been like SpongeBob. Like we just did the Pinhead one. Like I referenced it. It's just so many SpongeBob references and memes you could make.
I'm Dirty Dan.
I'm going to draw a line on words. I'm going to say probably most popular, but I wouldn't say it's the most.
It's the most meme thing.
I don't think you can quantify
What do you think?
or
is the most meme thing
quantify.
then?
You do see 1,000,001 stills of like.
You can quantify it
SpongeBob.
though, like on like Reddit pages and Facebook pages.
Yeah, I'm not
Fortune.
denying that there are a lot. I'm not saying there's only 5 out there. I'm just saying.
There's like 5 memes in this world. SpongeBob,
Pepe the Frog.
Pepe the Frog. Yeah, what else we
Uh,
got? Feels Guy, Trollface.
Yeah.
That's it. That's 4, but
Leonardo
that's it.
DiCaprio.
Die Deacon.
Yeah, Dark Deacon.
Well, that OG meme that one is.
Ugh.
And was Crimea.
Crimea River. Oh, Christ. Anyway, Deeks, what's your horror flick? What's something that you find spooky? Yeah, that shivers your toes. That makes you bite your nail.
You should comb your hair.
Yeah.
This is so scary.
I don't really have anything since I've got over spiders.
Okay, so Arachnophobia, that game.
Yeah,
that,
okay,
game,
so
that
you,
movie.
you didn't like,
Arachnophobia.
Arachnophobia. Or 8-legged
Oh, yeah.
freaks.
Stop talking about me like I'm not here. Stop talking.
Yeah, I think that the massive spiders, the one that they run to the mall.
Eight-legged freaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know the name. So.
That was a comedy.
Again, it's technically a horror though as well. Just because horror doesn't actually mean scare you.
Yeah, but it just
the whole
feels
genre
comedy,
doesn't
though.
have to actually terrify you. So scary movies in themselves are comedy, but they're also a horror.
Yeah, have you watched Arachnophobia?
Horror.
I was about to say, I can't think of a horror film based on spiders when that's like such a common.
What, Arachnophobia? No, there's a movie called Arachnophobia.
I never realised.
No, yeah, there's
a movie called Arachnophobia.
I actually don't like that. I watched it as a kid. That was
I
horrible.
watched it as a kid again. I rewatched it as an adult, and I was like, oh, I remember this.
It's horrific. It's like when there's a bird that picks up and it bites the bird and the bird dies.
Well, so you didn't see the movie? So there's like an ancient like spider that got like unearthed accidentally, and then it hitchhiked home. Like hitchhiked.
Oh, Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yeah, and it hitchhiked.
Spider-Man's the scariest thing out there.
So then it went to America. Then it bred with just a normal house spider,
That's
and
King Kong.
then they both died, and they made like some fucking super spider. And then if you got bit by it, you just died.
Oh, lit.
And then
Give me one of them.
basically that's what it was basically. And I'm trying to remember
search
some
it
of the scenes.
You looking it up?
Oh,
Yeah,
Arachnophobia. Wait, how did you ever feel spiders then?
Did you got a pet spider?
Because you hated them, but then you just don't hate them anymore.
Yeah, I just thought it was stupid because
I wish that worked with me.
No,
It's stupid being scared of spiders.
I'm cured.
It was. I was like, I was on holiday. I just got out of my car and saw a spider and just froze. I was like,
And you thought, actually, wait a sec.
what's the point? Why am I freezing here?
So what,
Wait, you froze when you saw a spider? How big
Yeah.
was the spider though?
It wasn't like a small spider. It was like in between. Sort of thing.
like mid, like that.
Yeah, it was.
Well,
Just
hold it
like,
up for the audience. Come on.
That
Yay big.
I'll be the
Yeah, it
legs.
was.
about this big.
So you just saw it like, I'm not scared of you. And then just picked up a knife, you scared of me now.
So for you, then it was like a mental switch. Like in your head, you just that's
Yeah.
it. You're done.
I suppose my dad's always been like that kind of character as well.
Yeah.
Because my sister was scared of bees.
Oh.
He'd go up to a bee and cut the back stem off.
Bloody hell.
So then,
That's them.
well, what it would sting you with? Because obviously you're
Sting-
afraid of
sting,
getting
yeah.
stung and not the bee itself.
Cut the sting off.
Yeah,
How precise is the guy?
That sounds like a serial killer.
because it can still live without it for a bit.
For a bit, so he's still killing it. That's
Yeah.
like saying a spider can live without his
But
legs.
you'll see something you're scared of, just like helplessly running around.
No, I'm
Yeah,
more
helps you
amazed.
for
How
that.
did he pin down the bee to actually get the stinger off?
Oh, dude, my dad used to grab wasps out of the air and throw them on the floor. Like, shit, you know, it was like Jackie Chan. He'd fucking grab a wasp, throw it, and stand on it.
It's
I was
just
like,
a town full of serial killers. That's what you're going to say. It's like your sister ate worms or something.
oh yeah.
No. What I
we
did
didn't have
is
spaghetti.
when a bird would be flying, I'll yoink it and just rip the wings off. That's what I would do.
Oh.
Oh my god! This as a kid with crane flies, you know,
Yeah.
pull up the wings, pull up the
Pull the
legs,
legs and then
and
just watch it.
give them to people.
Just watch it like wiggle around.
I think I got my arachnophobia because I had like a weird paralyzed dream
Mm.
where I was just stuck on the floor and then, you know, like Harry Potter spiders,
Oh yeah.
the big ones and small ones, like came down the stairs
Oh, so
and like
you,
rushed at you.
so you couldn't move then.
No, you just actually sat there watching them swarm down, like they're doing the Harry Potter when they tap the car.
But that was while you were awake.
It was like mid dream.
Oh,
I was thinking about like one of those
So you like
sleep
yeah. Sleep
like,
paralysis.
that's it.
yeah, so you're kind of dreaming but awake, but then you can't do anything about it.
That's horrifying. That should be a horror film.
right down.
Nightmare on Elm Street. But
Yeah.
you know, that was good. Yeah, no, it's no. I wish I had a phobia I could think of. Maybe
Snakes?
I've been bit by a snake, but I'm not afraid of
What's made you
snakes.
get bit by?
Just a small little fucker. Head that big. There you go.
Yay
that
big.
Yay big.
Just yay big.
And the
How
guy
long
gave
is a snake? Is one we always ask.
well about an arm's length, right? And
Yeah.
the guy was like, "Oh, you know, it's really friendly. It's fine. You can hold it. It doesn't do anything. It's never bit anyone."
Oh, so it was like one of those tents where you see like the owls.
This was
and
someone's
stuff.
house
Ah.
because my dad went to the house to like tattoo someone, right?
Mhm.
And I went with him because I had nowhere to go that day. I was just holding this guy's snake in his house, and it's like, "Oh, look, it likes you. It's sniffing you."
It's actually
Next thing I
cock.
know, like straight onto my wrist, and I feel it's like fucking fangs digging in, and it's horrible. It's just dangling there. I'm holding it. The snake's dangling off my arm. I was like, "It bit me," and it was like, just stammering on
He's
what
like-
to do.
He's like, let's take the venom out.
Yeah, and I died. I'm sitting there going.
I'm more amazed that you just stood there and it bit me.
He literally just stood there staring, I was like, mate, can you get it off? And he's like, oh yeah. Like he was shocked that he had to get the snake off on my wrist.
And he becomes Snake Man.
Yeah, well at night.
He fights crime by wiggling around.
Yeah, I turn into a corn snake.
Snake Man. He'll be on your Facebook. You tell him something, he'll tell someone else. Snake Man.
I got you now, Batman.
Try counting this one, Batman. And starts typing his feet out.
Batman said the N-word. Good luck.
You think this guy's a hero? Look what he said 7 years ago.
The weird thing is, it doesn't like hurt. Like snakebite doesn't hurt because it goes so deep that it goes through the nerve. So like, it's just awkward. Like it's an awkward feeling. It doesn't hurt. It's just like annoying to have it. Horrible. I don't recommend it.
Have you been bit by anything? Other than a human?
I was just going to say human, to be fair. I've been bit by my dog before, but dogs.
You been?
I got a scab.
What's the scalp?
I was bit by my
Voldemort?
dog.
Oh, that is from the dog.
Yeah. I think I was like telling it off or something. It just reached
Chomped
over,
you.
sort of like tried to warn you, but
Yeah.
then didn't reach over too far.
The dog's actually more lethal than we give them credit to.
I had a
But obviously,
Rottweiler.
it didn't mean to. It's just
No, obviously, like dogs are only as good as they're
Yeah.
trained to be.
Yeah.
They don't intend to be. If your dog's evil, there's something wrong to the dog. Like
No, yeah.
That's
Well,
why
yeah,
you said
that-
evil.
Evil.
if your dog's evil.
Another SpongeBob reference.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's the most meme thing.
It's not.
It is.
By the definition of meme, religion is a meme. The meme is a story told again and again by
No, it's 'cause
multiple
it's-
people.
Oh
religion-
Jesus Christ! Come
It's 'cause-
on.
Exactly. So,
Actually, the definition of meme is video, online joke. The definition of meme.
It's not.
It is.
The original definition of meme came back in 1990s. The idea of memes online.
Oh,
Oh,
we
no.
got-
Go
no,
on,
so
go
that's
on.
it.
Okay, on.
We're in the dictionary corner today.
I
on
don't know.
Countdown.
I don't know the actual official quote of it. It's just what I said. There's something being told. The story being told again
Sit
and
back,
again.
guys. Come on.
First Jurassic World, and now you're gonna ruin this.
I will. We'll ruin it.
As the one with the internet, I shall research.
Oh god.
Go on then.
Oh no. Alright,
So,
meme
just
definition.
first,
The
Tyler, what's the most memed thing?
Oh, don't. It'll be fuming.
No.
He'll be over that table pounding.
Probably
on
the
be Jurassic
original-
World because it's the one that memes on it the most.
this one's like so outdated. So they got
Definition.
evil Kermit, grumpy
Oh my
cat.
god, I remember that.
Keep
Evil
scrolling
Kermit.
because it's like 10 of them.
Evil Kermit's a bit of a classic.
Yeah, exactly.
Grumpy Cat, yeah.
Yeah.
That's towards the end. Just scroll up now.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
the
the
baby
baby.
going,
Yeah, the baby doing
That-
open the
The
jar.
classic. What about what's the Raptor? That's a classic.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
the
Fry.
fry.
It's a classic.
yeah, I went from the bottom. Sorry.
Right, so like ear.
Yeah.
Ear, ear, boys, listen.
A meme is an
Around
idea,
it.
behaviour, or style that becomes a fad and spread by the means of imitation from person to person within a culture and often carries symbolic meaning representing a particular phenomenon or theme. By definition, a religion is a meme. Memes don't have to be a joke,
It is a fad.
and they do not have to be internet.
It's because religion's clowned on, that's why.
Who's clowning on Christianity? Come on.
It's clowned
But
on.
I'd
By
say,
Merriam-Webster,
He's got-
apparently.
I'd say it's got you, mate.
He's
It's
got
got
me
you
clowned.
pegged.
In the biologist Richard Dawkins, it was referenced as early as 1976.
I've read the
What was
stuff.
the first meme then?
You read the book and yet you didn't.
I didn't think. yeah, I did this in
I got
psychology.
schooled, man.
Yeah, he took you to school and he fucking
Yeah.
gave you a
Fucking
diploma and
gave
getting beat.
Where's my diploma? I need that. I need to take it to my next job.
Man.
But I
can't
do
show my
still,
face Monday.
I do still think Alex is right. I hate to say it. Your
But
definition,
SpongeBob
your
is the-
definition is right.
The SpongeBob is
Absolutely.
the most mean
But
thing out
Sponge,
there.
think about the population though, right? In terms of like time, yeah, religion can be the longest meme thing. But in terms of amount of people actually memeing on something, SpongeBob is so popular, and every day you probably make a SpongeBob reference, right?
It's
At
only
some point.
because as we all grow up, we watch SpongeBob. Everyone's
Yeah.
watched SpongeBob.
Yeah.
And we probably grew up when it became from like Rage Comics, like the lowest first kind of memes I was exposed to. And then it went to like still image with the impact font. And then I remember SpongeBob, no one cares. That's the first SpongeBob meme I can remember. And it just went on and on and on and on. To when it's just been so memed. Everyone, Just make a SpongeBob reference and everyone will know what it is.
You're the Exit 12 one.
Oh, I love that
yeah.
one.
The amount of like.
You know what's broken
changes.
about that? There's no sign in
Yeah.
the original picture.
I've seen that before. Like that comment that apparently the original picture never actually had a sign. So yeah,
So you got
kind of
good old disaster girl.
yeah.
There's so many like choice-based memes
There's-
now. Like
yeah.
the latest one is Squid Games button. Like that's become a meme now.
Oh,
Like the other man's
I-
pressing the button.
I like
Doge being one of the old ones.
Those are classic.
Yeah, Doge.
Yeah, just trying to
I
do
like
the first
the
one.
anime memes.
Well,
Like
for
you know the
anime-
one when you got the two guys kicking and you got the
Rage
third guy drinking and he
Rage
steps
comic.
in and kicks him off.
Rage
I love
comic.
memes like that.
Rage
Those are
cat.
great.
Rage comic,
Rage comic.
Trollface, and all that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those memes are going to be like.
They were,
permanently
I think they were the
grim.
first ever internet memes.
Yeah, they are
Mm.
because they were the millennial memes, aren't they?
Yeah.
Whereas
I remember-
now it's our sort of generation that's starts.
The dawn of Facebook.
That bad
the
luck
Yeah.
troll face came.
Oh, and that kid, yeah, that kid,
The Raptors one.
That
Yeah,
kid-
that's the one.
that kid must be rich now. The little
I
dog.
don't think he owns the rights to.
Unless he has that.
I don't think people like
I think people
You know what?
go, "Hey, you like queue for the fit? It's £20."
He makes a good thing. You say he's going to be rich, but you know, Charlie bit my finger thing.
Yeah.
That's like a bit of a classic. That's a classic video. They didn't make a penny off it until that non-fundable token thing came out.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and then they sold the video to some rich guy.
How
out there.
much they sold it for though?
Hundreds of thousands. I'd imagine.
I think it was half
And
a
also,
mil.
what's the
I think-
rich guy
I think it
want
sold for
for it?
half a mil.
Sounds about
The
right.
video.
Most memes.
So,
sell for
so
half
they
a
took
million.
it off YouTube. So the original video's not there anymore.
What's he got the video for? What's that about?
That's the thing.
That's a bit suspicious, isn't
A
it?
little bit sus.
No,
Yeah.
it's just keeping it for.
Let's call meat in there.
It's just rich people blowing money. Originally, it's just for like, artists can actually make money,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but then they thought we could start memes.
Well, it's been around since 2018, I think, 2017. FT, but it's gained a lot of popularity now. But the problem is, companies like game companies and things aren't meant to use it, especially if you're on Steam caught using NFTs, because it's very
They banned
bad
it
for the
now.
environment. Yeah, it's banned. And the latest one, Dead by Daylight, Halloween, they've been caught using NFTs. They straight up lied about it, basically.
Oh, really? What? I haven't heard about
They've been
this.
using NFTs to get the rights to Pinhead and to do a collab with For Honor. And as a result, they could end up having the whole game just like closed down on PC. But obviously, it will still be on console. So I may potentially lose my most played game.
I know
Oh,
that.
PC or
Yeah.
oh, these are done.
Yes, son. Yes.
I know
Because
that
like I
people
said,
too,
as
but I
well.
think when companies start using memes, that's when the meme dies.
Especially I see it on Facebook
Yeah.
when they, or even like sometimes I'll make it like a with companies. You're either lucky to be memed on or memed about.
Yeah.
And I think what was it? Clash of Clans? What's the Legend 27? What game was that?
Oh my god, the Legend 27.
Yeah.
They were lucky they got memed on,
Yeah, that was a good.
like or memed about.
Yeah.
But then if you like, some companies get memed on, like Corona when coronavirus is going around,
Yeah.
and then they lose like sales. So if you make a meme or like an advertisement of like meme, you have to pray it's good.
TikTok nails it though. Like companies that are on TikTok go so big and so popular so quickly because there are so many people that can laugh at it, and it's run by young people like us, like actually that use TikTok. That I'll just do stupid dumb filters with popular sounds on TikTok, and all of a sudden Ryanair's the main thing I see on TikTok, or KFC. I'm like, what the hell?
But the problem with that is the quicker you become popular, surely then by that logic, the quicker you become irrelevant.
Yeah, I guess you could just fade into the crowd.
But then you have to ride the wave though.
Yeah.
So that's like I don't know, I'm trying to think of a good like Blizzard. Like,
Yeah.
Overwatch.
That was a very
like Blizzard is like a very well-known company, but then when they did the Diablo Immortals thing, and then they said, and everyone's like booing, and they go, "Don't you guys have phones?" They just plummeted, and they got memed on so hard, and they haven't recovered from it since.
There's that infamy coming up from Blizzard there as well. McCree, who's been renamed.
Yeah,
Cole Cassidy, the most original name you could come
is
up
that his
with.
name now? Okay.
Cole Cassidy.
Yeah, I think I forget her name. Sorry, the British one.
What, the person in Blizzard?
Tracer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Tracy. Yeah, they took out some of the voice lines.
Yeah, they
But she was like had a
patented it out. Yeah, they don't want any association with it. I get it. I mean, it's obviously grounded on a very serious thing like sexual assault. Pretty bad, but Yeah, that's why they changed it. They changed the name because McCree was named after
A predator or something.
a predator at the workplace. So they had to change his name. But esports and things are still going to end up calling him McCree. People who played the game are still going to call it McCree.
You think he'd be a standing kind of person, man?
Yeah.
Or
Even just remove the character and bring in another.
I'm surprised they didn't let the community to choose the name. I'd have done.
Well, yeah.
Because they're going to get clowned on no matter what. So if you say the community did it, you
Yeah.
can't really clown on it unless you're clowning on yourself.
If everyone came to the conclusion that sticking with McCree was the right idea, then clearly people are accepting enough to understand that two people are going to have the same name. I'm sure every single one of us here shares a name with a murderer, rapist, whatever, tax evader. But
some of them are those things.
Some of us here are yeah, but we don't talk about it.
Well, a good example would be Ben's last name, which obviously is a member of a church, and you know what churches do to children. So
I think that's more specific types of churches, but yeah.
But still
allegedly.
Allegedly,
yeah.
We're still alleged, guys.
Yeah,
Come
yeah,
on,
yeah,
we're in the clear.
but it's still the same. We all know Deacon's a nice, lovable cuddle monster.
Well, it's
During the daytime.
partially because he doesn't work for the church.
Not yet.
Yeah,
No,
and I don't see a thicker. What are they called? Dog tags.
Neck.
Collars.
Dog tag. I've seen things in those confessionals, man.
I don't know what they're called, but I've heard them be called like so many things, like just called like collar or purity belts.
Yeah. What's that? Half the time they're not pure. They go from a life of no religion, go into a church because it's some kind of.
Yeah.
Even like symbolising.
What the
Yeah, because I heard that the cut on your collar is like a bit missing, and then religion fills you. And that's why they have it.
Yeah.
But I heard that somewhere. I don't know if it's true. But that's what I've heard.
Well, apparently it used to be made out of like things like human hair and that, like really old
Hair
time
colours.
ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like there must have been an actual real reason behind that sort of symbolism. Because obviously long ago we wouldn't have buttons, so things like ties would have tied up over your neck. So therefore that's probably where religion kind of used the collar thing. I don't know.
I don't know. That's why.
That's a really
Yeah.
good point actually. Should I
People-
Google it?
Yeah, go on then.
What's it called though? Can we actually?
Priest neck. I don't know.
If
Look
it-
that up.
right,
Why-
what is a priest?
Why
white collar
priest
thing?
neck?
It'll probably be like Waterfield. Probably a bunch of idiots like us. Googling it.
How do you spell priest, mate?
You got IEST.
Ah, you're right. It is IEST. Why priests have neck?
Wear a collar.
Why have neck?
Neck.
No, a priest should have a
Why
neck.
priests have neck. I'm tired of my religious representation having no necks.
Yeah.
We've been going for an hour and 2 minutes. Pop.
Yeah. Well, we'll come to the end of it. 'Cause My
clerical-
timer went
The
off.
term is clerical collar.
Clerical collar.
Say that 10 times fast.
A
Dave.
clerical collar, clergy collar, or Roman collar. These are all names. Often referred into informally as dog collar. I was right. Yeah.
Oh
Dog
wow.
collar.
Not dog
As-
tag,
it-
though. Not dog-
Some people are born to raise those Catholic flags. Is an item of Christian clergy clothing. The collar closes. Oh my god, I can tell
The collar
that.
closes at the back of the neck,
Very good.
presenting a seamless front. The shirt may have the collar built in. Clerical collar is almost always white and was originally made of cotton or linen.
I'll click
But
on there.
but where were we?
But there.
But is now frequently made of plastic. Wow,
Oh.
that's thrilling.
Cheap.
Does it say why though? Does it say
It's because
why?
religion's
It just
lost
says it's like
popularity,
a
lost
sign
funding.
of the church.
It's just a sign, is it? So it's nothing more than.
I know white symbolises purity.
I don't know, like that.
Yeah.
That looks like
Like
That's the
Virgin
judges.
Mary and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Damn,
Yeah.
I guess that guy wasn't a good enough priest. He got the neck, but it's not the head.
Yeah.
Where's the
Make
neck?
him-
No.
If his collar's too long, they send him to work as a judge. So,
Yeah.
terrible shit.
I think maybe it's just some idea that we adopted a long time ago and just kept it on. It's not why we wear anything, I guess, but
Give your own meaning to anything.
yeah. Yeah, it's
Like
funny. I never actually
Jesus
questioned
bracelets.
it. No, I've always seen those. What?
It's like Jesus bracelets.
Oh Jesus! Even.
Alright, so we have gone up the whole 60 minutes. We haven't mentioned the updated news I've joked about.
Oh, is it?
The shooting. Yeah.
Oh, is that part of it?
What? Yeah, that was one of the things I was going to
Oh.
mention. I'm not going to lie if you want to talk
I
about
think
it.
it's a tragedy, really.
It is tragic.
Okay, well, here's
What?
a good question then. Do you think he should be charged for manslaughter?
Should we explain
You're
for
talking
people
about-
that don't know?
Yeah.
Sure.
Alright. You can go on then.
Well, you two are the movie experts, so it has to be one of you two. Well, you're the director. So.
Alec
Yeah.
Baldwin.
Exactly. All right. Yeah. So Alec Baldwin was making a film. He's star, I believe, in it. He's also the producer in it. And in one scene, he has a prop gun. And apparently, he actually had a live round in it that he didn't know about.
Well, maybe that's not.
Oh,
It could be a prop bullet that had like residue left over.
Oh yeah, or something like that. Yeah. And he fired. It actually injured the director, who went into critical condition. But apparently, he's now out of critical condition. I don't know if he's still in hospital or not. This is on the 23rd, so as of this recording, and the director of photography, who sadly died. But I wanted to ask what do you guys think about that sort of thing? Because this is where I thought was interesting. America, with their gun laws and that, a lot of the press, which I kind of think is a bit scummy, started using this as a boost for one side or the other. Because I've heard people pro-gun saying this is why we need the NRA with the National Rifle Association to come in and actually train people how to operate these things properly. Because even prototypes, obviously, you fire a blank at close range can still kill people.
Yeah.
When I'm trained at cadets to fire weapons, even when we're not,
Okay.
no, even when we're not even firing real weapons, like when we're doing actual training for it, we still have a safe distance to point where no one's there and stuff like that, and we're not even putting any weapon, round to fire, stuff like that. So they were arguing that should be a case for training, and others have argued this is a case why we should ban on guns. I kind of think both arguments are invalid because this has nothing to do with weapons.
It's about the film, right?
Yeah.
I completely agree. I think the solution is fairly obvious. You just shouldn't use real guns in films.
Yeah.
That's a very easy solution. If you're a big company in the first place, you're recording something like this, you've got plenty of choices, whether it's through props and CGI or just any other means at all, like a fake explosion or something. It doesn't matter.
You say that.
That could be the guess.
You have to pause it or wrap it up then, right?
Yeah. No.
We're not here.
But the counter
Self-sell.
argument to what you said about using fake guns is,
Right.
when was the last time someone died on set from a gun?
It
A
was
long
like
time ago.
near the 90, I think. It was
And people have been doing it since
Oh my
then.
god, there's a cat at the doorbell.
It's just
Squirrel,
a
okay.
blue moon unfortunate accident. If anyone's to be blamed, it was the people that said the rounds had been checked, which they clearly weren't. And when they gave them the gun.
You know what's actually ironic? The film's premise is about a kid who accidentally shoots someone.
Hello.
Speak about accident shooting. People digging up his Twitter. I don't know if you saw that. People dug up an old tweet saying, "I wonder what it feels like accidentally shooting someone."
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I think it's unfair to give Alec a hard time about it. I strongly doubt he had the intention of shooting someone. But if the investigation comes out that was his plan, then that's obviously pretty messed up.
I think whoever was it, I forgot what they're called on sets, like prop masters or whatever.
Yeah.
I think they should be held responsible as well because, or at least investigated as well because there's a lot of light shine on Alec Baldwin, but then if he doesn't know about it and the guy handed in the weapon,
Yeah, he's just acting.
he's just
acting.
then the other guy's just
He was
as
devastated after he did it, though.
Yeah, you see pictures
Yeah.
and videos of him crying. And
yeah, he's also said he's like sending his love for the family and
the
all that
one
stuff.
the one gruesome thing come of this though, you got to think about things like the dark web, right? You get a video of someone actually getting shot. People are going to want to see that.
Yeah.
Like,
People
People are going to take that footage and sell it on the black market for hundreds of thousands, post that everywhere.
But they were behind the camera.
Especially if there's a trial, because then it's like you have to.
I don't know. I don't know if they would.
Well, there must have been. I don't know. Maybe he was being a bit silly, but I from the sounds of it, it was that they were filming.
It was filming. It was done like you got given the gun. They said it's been checked and stuff like that and stuff. And they said just do your thing. So he did it, and he had to go like bang, and then turn to the camera and go bang.
Yeah.
But then when he did to the camera, he got shot behind the camera, and then the other shot went to the director.
But it just shows that when it comes to guns, people still treat them a bit silly. Like even on sets, like I agree with you. We need to get fake ones.
Yeah, you don't need to. Is that that? You all agree?
Yeah.
I mean, we're
Should we
British,
wrap it up
so a
here?
bit biased. But
Yeah, we're British, so
God bless us.
Yeah.
We've only got knife crime.
Yeah.
But you can't
And we
shoot
use
a
real
knife.
knives on our
Can't
sets.
shoot a knife.
You call that a knife? Oh, this.
Yeah, shoot people with cannons through the streets.
Oh god. Right.
Canon is movie related.
Yeah.
Canon, good a law.
Really. Canonic. Is that the word? Is that right?
Right.
Just-
Close us out, Ian.
Yeah, just close
Yeah.
that.
Close us out.
Right. That is all. Thank you for our special guest who couldn't make it, Daily. Nice that you won up
Happy
here.
to be here.
Right. Don't we now end this? Thank
See
you
ya.
thank you for watching. Yeah. Yeah. Has anyone got anything to say?
Keep it to yourself. We don't want to hear it.
Yeah. Alright.
Check your rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, check your rounds.
We'll let you know next time how Fight First goes. Can we go around to that?
Ooh.
Bye.